Hey everybody. So I'm back. Um all right y'all, so this one here, ooh wee. This one gonna be a little deep. This one gonna step on some toes. All right, I hope y'all can see me. Okay, look. Don't get offended with this one. Okay? I need everybody to have their thinking caps on, and I need everybody to just hear me out. Don't automatically jump to conclusion and automatically jump to defense. Just hear me out and think about it. See if it could be true. Just just you know, talk within yourself to say, okay, this it's a possibility. So yeah, this one this one gonna step on some toes and it probably offend some people, but don't let it offend you. Just like I said, listen to me and do your own research and just y'all j- take your emotions out of it and just listen. Okay, so the song, well, the interlude called stars, the stars. Now this again by Beyonce. So James Earl Jones is Mufasa and he's talking to Simba. He says, let me tell you something my father told me. Look at those stars. The great kings of the past looks down on us from the stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember those kings will always be up there to guide you, and so will I. Mufasa saying to Simba, you know, the great kings is there to guide you. They'll always be there. So this is what Spirit said this song means. The Most High, our spirit guides, and our divine ancestors will always be up there to guide us, right? So Spirit was like, Tia, listen to, write this down. There are 10, I think it's 10 Bible verses in the King James Bible that speaks about ancestors. Had no clue. Born and raised, okay, in the Baptist church. Had no clue, y'all. Check this out. And I'm going to try to put them in order of the way Spirit said to do it. I don't know if hopefully I got it right. Jeremiah 44:3 says, because of the evil they have done, they aroused my anger by burning incense to and worshiping other gods that neither they nor you nor your ancestors ever knew. I ain't never knew that was in there. You, me, our ancestors never knew this God. While we are worshiping a God that you and our ancestors never knew. Okay, let me keep going. Daniel 2:23. I thank and praise you, God of my ancestors. I thank and I'm praising the God of my ancestors. That's what it says. King James Version Bible, Daniel 2:23. You have given me wisdom and power. You have made known to me what will ask. Oh, wait a minute. I thank and praise you, God of my ancestors. You have given me wisdom and power. You have made known to me what we ask of you. You have made known unto us the dream of the king. Leviticus 19:32. Rise in the presence of the age. Your ancestors. Show respect for the elderly and revere your God. What? Rise in the presence of the age. Show respect for the elderly and revere your God. So, the God of our ancestors, revere your elderly, respect them. Is this something to respecting the ancestors just pleases God? Joshua 24:15. Wait a minute. Joshua 4:24-15. No, not that one. Jeremiah 11:4. The terms I commanded your ancestors when I took them out of Egypt, out of the land of iron smelting furnace. I said, obey me and do everything I command you, and you will be my people, and I will be your God. Jeremiah 16:19. Lord, my strength and my fortress, my refuge in the time of distress. To you the nations will come forth, the ends of the earth, and say, our ancestors possessed nothing but false gods, worthless idols that did them no good. So if you look at your grandma, your grandpa, who did they call on? Now don't get angry with your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your great grandparents, your uncles, your aunts. Don't get mad with them, because they did what they thought was right. But it says here, our ancestors possessed nothing but false gods, worthless idols that did them no good. Jeremiah 10:11. They have returned to the sins of their ancestors, who refused to listen to my words. They have followed other gods to serve them. Both Israel and Judah have broken the covenant I made with their ancestors. And you probably were told, like I was told, Judah and Israel is the Jewish people. 35:15. Again and again I sent all my servants, the prophets, to you. They said, each of you must turn from your wicked ways and reform your actions. Do not follow other gods to serve them. Then you will live in the land I have given to you and your ancestors. But you have not paid attention or listened to me. What's another one? 1 Chronicles 12:17. David went out to meet them and said to them, if you have come to me in peace to help me, I am ready for you to join me. But if you have come to betray me to my enemies, when my hands are free from violence, may the God of our ancestors see it and judge you. The God of our ancestors see it and judge you? Acts 26:6. And now it is because of my hope in what God has promised our ancestors that I'm on trial today. I think it's one more. Hold on, let me see, guys. Let me see. It may not be. I think that's it. So with the song that speaks about the stars, where Mufasa says those kings, what does Mufasa, those the great kings of the past looks down on us from the stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to help guide you. The God of, he was basically saying that the God of your ancestors, those kings, are always going to be up there to guide you. And so with Mufasa, because you know he had passed, right? He was going to pass. But our ancestors are always going to be there to guide us. But see, we don't honor our ancestors. I had a family member to tell me, oh, you don't honor no ancestors. They're dead. Ain't nothing they can do for you. Okay, wait a minute, hold up. According to the King James Bible, that a lot of Christians that I know go by, live by, fight for, it says to honor the God of your ancestors. So are we saying that that's Jesus? Then why does it say, then Jeremiah 44:3, because of the evil they have done, they have aroused my anger by burning incense to and worshiping other gods that neither they nor you or your ancestors ever knew. So you never, what other ancestors, what, oh, so y'all probably thinking, oh, it's here, that's for people who are now not taking on Jesus. But before anybody was doing any other religion, it's Christianity, right? It says here, you're taking on a God that your ancestors never ever knew. And you need to serve the God of your ancestors. So then we need to find out who that is. Is the God of your ancestors really the Christianity Bible versions of Jesus? Is that the God of your ancestors? Okay, let's say that is. Let's say it is. But then, okay, let's play devil's advocate here. If you don't know the story, you know my favorite word. Go look it up. When our ancestors were brought here to this continent, and the ancestors that were already on this continent, well, yeah. So just talk about the ones that were brought here. Were not allowed to be Christians. Was considered didn't have a soul. Okay. Now go to another place, which is Haiti. Big ups to Haiti. Haiti whooped through their oppressors. I'm talking about sent them running. Right? And they didn't use Jesus. So just play the role. Like, we're in class. Let's just act this out. Haiti whooped ass. Right? Those oppressors, they laughed and fled, got back on their boats, and they was gone. Yesterday, before they left to go back to England, they said, let's swing by, the States and let our boys know, hey, if you want to keep your slaves in check, you better not let them practice what they practice back at home. You better not let them speak their language. You better not let them do their dances. You better not let them do whatever they used to do back at home. You better ban it, or you're going to lose your slaves. So they're sitting there like, oh, are you serious? What happened? Man, we lost Haiti. Haiti tore through us. So the slave masters over here like, oh, well, what we going to do? What we going to do? Give them Christianity. But hold on, 5 minutes ago, you just said blacks didn't have a soul, we weren't even worthy enough to have Christianity because we didn't have a soul. That's what the Pope said. We didn't have souls. We weren't worthy to have Christianity. So now, give them Christianity. So now we're worthy to have Christianity. So now they're thinking, how can we put Christianity on them? Slave masters on plantations watched their slaves and saw a particular male slave that was skilled in being able to recite and remember everything that the slave master tells him. So, way in, right? Devil gonna make a way. So, he tells that particular slave, come here. These are the Bible verses that you are going to tell the other slaves on the plantation on Sundays. You're going to gather the slaves in front of the slave master's house. The slave master sits on the porch with his family to ensure that that particular slave says exactly what he told him to say. Slaves, obey your masters. Put the fear of God in them. Banned any activity that they did from Africa or the ancestors that were already here. All of it banned. You can't speak in your language. You have to have a new name. You got to learn our native tongue. You can't do nothing that came from Africa. Why? Because the colonizers from Haiti told them, if they get a hold of their tradition, their ancestor ways, you're done. So it was done. Now Christianity, every black person had to learn Christianity. Y'all, we have to think. We've been set up. The God of your ancestors. Do you know for sure if that was Jesus? Do you truly know that was Jesus? I'm telling you, I'm stepping on toes, but it's not to be disrespectful. It's not to be mean. Don't be like, oh, she's demonic. She blasphemy. No, think. Oh, I'm sorry. You're not supposed to question the Bible. You don't supposed to question God. Okay. How does that make sense, y'all? A child that's born. The mother, the father, I don't care what race you are, the mother or the father have no control of what that child thinks while it's in the womb. Right? Child is born. You tell that child, 2 seconds old, don't you question God. That child don't understand what you're saying. Don't even understand the words that's coming out your mouth. Now the child is 2 years old, 3 years old, asking every 5 minutes, why? Why you have hair on your eyebrow, on your eye, mommy? Mommy, why is the sky blue, mommy? Mommy, why do hair come out your hair? Mommy, why? Questions all day long. Who had control over that? Every child questions everything. So pull it back to Christianity. Don't question God. Don't question. Don't ask. Don't, just believe it. Don't question. Okay, just think. Is that God saying don't question, or is it man saying don't question? You're born asking questions. Children are very inquisitive. They're born, as they grow and get older, 2 years old, 3 years old, they ask thousands and thousands of questions all day. So the parents, I don't know. Stop asking me those questions. Go sit down and go play. Go play, go do something. They go to school. I don't know. This is English class. Why are you asking me that class? Sit down and be quiet so I can start the lesson. You go to church. Don't you question God. So is it man that say don't question, or is it God that say don't question? Because you're born with automatically wanting to know why, having questions. So is it God that said don't question, or is it the man who say don't question? So did man write don't question so you won't question? It seems like a setup to me. I think God would like for us to question and make sure. All these here, the song is saying, honor. It's not even a song. It's just an introduction. The great kings of our past will guide you. So you need to make sure that you're honoring the God of your ancestors. That's what the Bible says. I didn't say it. The Bible says it. You want to go off the Bible? You want to contend for it? You want to banish people out your life because they don't follow Christianity? But your Bible say honor the God of your ancestors. We're talking about before slavery here. So who is the God of your ancestor? What if it is designed this way? Asians, you honor the God of your ancestors. Blacks, you honor the God of your ancestors. Whites, you honor the God of your ancestors. So on and so on and so on and so on. What if it's that way? Who's to say, nope, it is all Christianity or you go to hell? It's just say the God of your ancestors. So if I'm black, my ancestors may be different from this Asian person's ancestors. So why is this Christianity spread so far throughout the world? Come on, guys, let's think here. I know I'm stepping on toes. I know I'm making you think outside of what you've always been taught, what I always was taught. But does that mean it's right? If we know our history, that we have been lied to, stole, kidnapped, and thought to think a certain way, then why is it so far-fetched to believe that Christianity may have been written to benefit a certain group of people? Let me leave y'all with this real quick. I was taught that if you were not born a Jew, if you were not born Jewish, then you're a Gentile. But a Gentile is not an English word. So look up the real meaning of Gentile. It means nation, the area, the land. Genesis 10 says that Noah, after the flood, his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, repopulated the world. Okay. It says that Japheth had his sons and they populated certain areas, and that this is the isle of the lands of the Gentiles. But I thought Gentiles, you wasn't a Jew. You're a Gentile. No, it means land. It means area, the nation. So if Japheth is the founding father of the European nations, okay, then, and it says it in Genesis 10. Y'all look it up. Genesis 10 says Japheth, J-A-P-E-T-H, I think. Says he's his descendants, his sons, the descendants of the Gentiles. But then you go to Matthew, I think it's Matthew 10. I'm gonna have to look it back up, y'all. I don't remember. I wrote it down, but I don't have it near me. But it's Matthew 10, I think, where I left it in the other room, where it says, I'll get it to you. I'm gonna come back on and I'm gonna let you guys know what it is. But Matthew, I think it's Matthew 10, and it says that do not go into the way of the Gentiles. Do not marry them. Do not associate yourself with them. Do not follow any of their ways. The Gentiles and the lands that Japheth's sons occupied was like Turkey, Russia, Asia, the European nations. So and it said the Gentiles are Japheth's descendants. And if that's the European nations, then we have messed up. Because we have a European-centric mindset. And I learned this from my master teacher. You want to know who my master teacher is? Hit me up and I'll let you guys know. But I need you all to do some research. Help me out. Let's do this together. Because when I did my research, and just look up on Google, what are the nations of the Japhethic lineage? It's the European nations. And it says do not, but then Matthew say don't go in the ways of the European nation. Ham, Noah's second or first son, is the father of the blacks. Ethiopia, Cush, Egypt. But Japheth is the son of the European nations. The father of the descendants of the European nations. So that tells you something. And it says that he's the father of the Gentiles. Then you also go and read and say how Shem is the Arabic Jew. This founding father. But then y'all remember the story how Ham saw his father Noah naked and marveled over it, like he liked it. And where the other two didn't do that. So they walked in, Japheth and Shem walked in backwards into the tent where Noah was laying, threw a cover over Noah to cover him. So Noah, when he awakened from his drunkenness, he cursed Ham. Just so happened the founding father of the blacks gets cursed. And you're implying that the founding father of the blacks is gay. And it says that God, that's what the Bible saying, is Noah cursed Ham and blessed other ones. And then it says that God was going to expand Japheth's descendants. And that Ham, the father of the blacks, will always be a servant to Japheth and Shem. Always be slaves to Japheth and Shem, his other two brothers. His Ham descendants, the blacks, will always be slaves to the other two brothers' descendants. How coincidental that is. Okay, so what happens to forgiveness? Don't the Bible talk about forgiveness? Doesn't the Bible talk about 70 times 70? When the hell that's gonna kick in? So the blacks will always be a slave to every other race? Because we're cursed? We're still cursed? There's no forgiveness? There's no chance of us never being forgiven? There's no chance that God is ever going to forgive us? That God is going to kick in that 70 times 70 so we can get from being a damn slave? When does that kick in? What I think that did, it gave every other race to say, you know what, we have a right to enslave y'all. Because the Bible says so. And you want to continue, if this is God, that you defend with your whole damn heart, that says you will always be cursed. You want to continue to serve this God? Make it make sense. Or was this adulterated, plagiarized, twisted, and turned around to benefit them? And you go around with, I got family members who would disown me if they hear this video. But won't be able to answer and make it make sense though. So I'm asking you guys out here. Help me. Tell me something. Send me a message back. Put your comments down. Tell me if we haven't been lied to and tricked and bamboozled. Cause it looks like we've been lied to. We ain't even the Gentiles. Number one, we shouldn't even be dealing with and wanting to be a part of and want to be like them and want to be dealing with. No. Oh, you spreading hate. You spreading division. No, this is what the Bible say. Don't you supposed to follow the Bible? Oh, now don't listen to the Bible. I'm spreading hate. Don't listen to the Bible. Now don't listen to it. Then 5 minutes later, listen to it. Then 5 minutes later, don't listen to it. So you listen to it when it's convenient for you, and then don't listen to it when it's convenient for you. If it say don't deal with the Gentiles, don't marry them, don't associate, don't talk with them, they're not supposed to know God's way. God, they're not even stepping in God's kingdom. So now don't listen to that. Oh, that's Old Testament. When Jesus died on the cross, he washed away all of that. So now the Old Testament is irrelevant? Oh my God. You guys, make this make sense. It's not making sense. It's not good math. Why is it so hard for my melanated people to believe that we have been tricked by using the way of what? Religion. Because our enemy knows that we are firm and dedicated to what we did before we came and was kidnapped here. So what better way to control a person or people is to take away what they did, it takes what? I was asking my best friend the other day, and she was like, it takes like 3 generations to wash out what you used to do. So if I wash out everything that you know of from your motherland, and I give you this, then who's to say that it hasn't been tampered and is wrong and tricked for you to remain at the bottom? But then if you look at it, it's telling you that you're not even supposed to be dealing with them. But then yet, you're going to be a slave to them. I'm a slave to you, but I don't deal with you. Y'all, the contradictions is so real. I just need to know why my melanated people find it so difficult to believe that the Bible, it was a weapon used to control you. Oh, because I know that whatever you went through in your life, may it be substance abuse, trauma from childhood, sickness, financial, depression, whatever it is you went through in your life, you called on the name of Jesus and you got through, right? And because of that, you won't let nobody tell you that your God ain't real. But answer me this, ask yourself this: what if the God of your ancestors know that Christianity was forced upon us? And because I know that, I love you and I sympathize with you. So whatever you go through in your life, even though you're calling on the wrong name, I'm going to answer it and be there for you because I love you, because I know you was forced to have Christianity. What if that's